As you guys know, I have two brand new cars, a 2021, a 2022. They're both boosted, and guess what? They break every single week. So as you all recall, about a couple months ago, maybe over the summer, I went and visited an Audi S4, and I told you all that I would actually buy the car. Well, guess what? We're making it happen today. You gotta hit up the bank, cashier's check. I'm not carrying around cash. That would be pretty stupid and a good way to get robbed. And yeah, we're gonna go to my buddy Austin's house all the way in Georgia. We already completed half of the road trip from West Palm Beach to Gainesville. We stayed at Devin's mom's place. Fantastic lady, Tracy. Sorry for interrupting the video, but I just released a new Thanksgiving merch. It is for the holidays, so it'll also be for Christmas. It has Sally on it, and it is awesome. So let's scroll down and see it real quick. We have hoodies and shirts, both available in the black and white options. You can also option the print on the front, like this, or you can get the print on the rear as well. So we have a front design for these on the shirts and also with the hoodies. So if you're interested, I'll link it in the top right-hand corner of the screen and down in the description below. Let's get back to the video. If you're watching this, take care of Devin, all right? I also have the flu right now, so this is like not a good thing. Ma'am, she needs to be careful crossing the street. Anyways. Bro's making it so obvious. Oh my God, we're gonna get kicked out of here.
There you are, sir.
All right, thank you.
You gentlemen, have a good day.
You too. You see that? See that? We are currently on the last leg of the road trip. Only 4 hours left. Yeah, we just did 1 hour, then I had to use the pisser. Long story short, and let me tell you guys what. Are we even in Georgia yet, Devin?
No, we're like at Florida-Georgia borderline.
Oh my God. Well, I was gonna say, you can tell when it's Georgia because it starts smelling bad, but I can't say that anymore, so.
Nice car.
Okay, Devin, you are yapping. Save it.
One nice car, one normal car.
Bro, can this road trip be over already? I hate road trips now because of you, Devin.
Oh, because of me?
Yeah, because of you, Devin.
Why?
I hate them.
Why?
Because I'm always in the car with you.
Yeah, that sounds like
And this rolling freaking trash can.
That's my house.
A few moments later.
Ladies and gentlemen, the daily is right there. Let's freaking go. You see that thing, Devin?
Parked outside. That's sick.
Oh my God, here is the pickup, fellas.
I'm gonna ask him to live here.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are doing the maiden voyage in the freaking daily. Let's go. We'll go to a gas station real quick to show the full thing, but you can already see the Starlet liner in here. It is pretty bougie. This is crazy, boys. I'm driving off with my third car now. This is nuts. All because I started making videos not too long ago, and all because you guys started watching them.
Send it whenever you're ready. Oh my God, that's sick. That's so sick.
So I think that's gonna do it for the amount of hooning. You know, we're not gonna get caught without a plate out here without registration. That would be a bad idea, but the car brakes crazy. I don't know if you can hear the whine in the video, but maybe we'll have to get into some circuit racing with this thing. You know, take it through the twists and turns because it handles pretty well. And that's something that I don't really do. So let me know if you guys think I should do it. It would be pretty sick. Get familiar with that type of racing and possibly explore something new for the channel and expand instead of just going in a straight line. Straight line is cool and all, but it does get boring. Not even 30 minutes into the drive and I already passed one cop. My heart sank to the floor. He was directly to the side of the road. He saw me pass with no plate, didn't pull me over. I was going the speed limit though, so I hope I make it the whole way, fellas. I have a feeling I'm gonna get pulled over within the first hour, but we'll see. If I do get pulled over, we have that right there to document what they say if they let me off. Worst comes to worst, they're gonna make me pay for a tow truck all the way to Florida, which I really don't want to, considering I just spent a significant amount of money buying this car. That's officially 280 miles or 260 miles driven without getting pulled over. It's almost 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm now passing into the Florida border. So I heard that the Georgia State Police are much worse than the Florida State Troopers, and they'll be more lenient if I do get pulled over now. So hopefully we won't, but we should be all good.
The next day.
I am literally almost home. I am so exhausted. I had to stop and sleep, but now I just got the oil warning light, which says, please add oil, maximum 1 quart. So I know these things have oil consumption and it says so in the Audi manual, but I don't know how much is normal. Obviously, Austin told me that he topped it off. You know, he had to do that a few times. That is normal for the 3.0. I don't know why that is normal. I've never had that be the case with other cars that I've owned, but let's figure out how to pop the hood and pour some oil in here because we need oil. I'm letting this thing cool down for just a second because it is scorching hot, but I read the owner's manual just now, and guess what, guys? Oil consumption is normal on these cars, so apparently they can burn up to 0.5 quarts every 1,000 miles. We just drove 600. Austin said he's been driving it, you know, obviously he put some mileage on it, so we consume some oil as long as it's normal. I've never heard of oil consumption being normal, but as long as it's normal and mentioned within the manual, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna top it off. So it must just be a German car thing. That is crazy. Let's feed this German engine some oil. Now it's finally showing me the engine oil level. So it says okay, and apparently you're supposed to watch this consumption, right? So they say every 1,500 miles, if you burn half a quart, that's all right. Now if you go in excess of going or burning half a quart, then it's not okay. And you need to do some maintenance or possibly look at getting a new motor, which is not a good thing. So hopefully that's not the case. I'm gonna switch to liquid moly or liquid moly. I'm not really sure how it's pronounced. I'm not a Euro guy, that's a Euro thing. And I'm also gonna change out the PCV, which is like standard maintenance on this car. So I gotta do a whole bunch of standard maintenance to it, and hopefully that oil consumption goes down to the normal amount or stays within that normal range, because I don't know what the oil consumption was like before I owned the car. All I know was that it was on low and then it got to minimum while I was driving it. Home sweet home back here in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. That was way too much. So we've got Sully, we've got Sally right there, and then we've got, actually, I don't even have a name for this car. You guys got to drop it down in the comment section. Let me know what I should name this thing. The brand new Audi that's red. For now, I don't think I'm going to keep the red for that much longer, but I need to get some sleep. I am exhausted. Just got back from that 9-hour road trip. I still have the flu. I got it like 13 days ago, and I am still sick. So let's go to sleep, get some rest, and then we'll pick it up with something special.
Best to give me your loyalty. Cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, calling me. They'll be calling me royalty.
You know what? I don't think we did any freaking revs on the S4. We did some inside the car. Obviously, we did some pulls, but you need to hear the Supercharger whine. First off, though, we're gonna need a cold start. Let's get it. That is a crazy amount of condensation coming out of the exhaust pipes. That's kind of wild. And now, of course, we need the whine clips, what you all have been waiting for. We do need to discuss some of the aftermarket features this car has. I completely forgot to do so. So we are rocking 20-inch wheels. They're TSWs. I'm not sure of the exact model, but that's what they look like. Now, since they are 20-inch wheels, they're not really meant to be on this car. So we do have some weird tire stretching going on. I think I want to get some 19s, so I might put these up for trade. I'm pretty sure that this is an AWE exhaust. This is an aftermarket diffuser. I'm not sure of the company. These are stock taillights with just a little tint. And then obviously we have the red wrap. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it is pretty cool in certain lighting. So I only like how it looks like right now. And interior wise, this is a B9 steering wheel. Besides that, really, we're all stock. So everything else here is completely bone stock. Got the Starlit headliner. You guys have all seen that a million times now. But everything else is untouched, so it's pretty mint.
3 days later.
Now you guys know how I am. I can't keep a vehicle stock for the life of me, so we're gonna be doing some crazy tuning with 034 Motorsport, and we're gonna get this car completely full bolt-on with test pipes, and it's gonna be running 3 seconds 0 to 60s. But before we do so, we really need to see some baseline times out of the Audi S4 when it's completely bone stock. So that's what we're gonna do right now before we flash any sort of tunes. I wanna see how it performs, and we're also gonna do some introductory data logs because basically 034 Motorsport wants to see how the car is running before we proceed with building this thing into a little red rocket. I wasn't supposed to say that, but just to give you all a quick little rundown, so we're going to be using this right here. This plugs into my OBD port. This is the Dynamic Plus, and then we're going to connect it to my laptop. There is a new app from Dynamic Plus, but apparently we will get faster tuning feedback if we use the OBD port with the PC, so we're going to do that. Somehow I got that with one hand, but then it's going to do that RGB thing, which tells us that it's functional, so that's awesome. We can now plug in the cable, so let's do that. Really simple stuff, and then I should be able to data log it. So the tuner wants a third gear pull to top a third gear. He said let it shift to fourth and then let off. So they just want to see if the fueling's right and if everything's functional. So I didn't actually realize this until now, but I gotta flash the stage 1 tune in order to do the data log. But I can always go back to the stock file so I can get you all the base performance of this car until it's stage 1. So when it's stage 1, we'll run the draggy back, but I really want to get the draggy on the base stock file to see how fast the car is for stock, and then we'll compare it to 034's stage 1 tune without test pipes. I guess I'm just gonna start the logger now and do it here, even though it's probably not the best place to do it, but I don't have plates on this car still because the title is still transferring to me. I guess let's just send it. And we'll send that data log. I actually just figured out how to retrieve that log file, so it was a little concerning for a second, but it actually autosaves, and I've never used a program that does that before, so that's awesome. We'll see what they say, and then if we're all good to go, we'll take out the draggy with the stock tune and see what this car does. Boys, we have some fantastic news. The tuner said that we should be good to go to do some test launches with the draggy performance meters. So everything looked good on the log, obviously, or else I wouldn't be able to do this. I've got the quiet plate on right here, as you can see right there, just as a joke for now. And then we also have my draggy. So let's see what this thing draggies with a stage 1 tune and the stock file. Let's see if I don't get in trouble for doing this. I'm hoping not, but we'll see. We spun a lot too though. I had to let out for a second. It was like, one more. Foot all the way down on the brake. That felt good. I honestly have to borrow someone's draggy tomorrow and give you all a real time because it's time I buy a new one. Mine just keeps bugging, but on that last one it felt good. It didn't spin, or it didn't nearly spin as much as the first time. First time it was really bad. I only launched at like 2200 RPM. I want to give the DSG a break, and then it spun really bad. Second time it only spun a little bit. I just had to pedal it just the slightest bit. Came back on it, and it still felt solid. I still don't have a draggy, which is really unfortunate, but I talked to the guys from 034, and they told me that the car has a lot of knock correction right now on those launches. So that's part of the reason why I don't do back-to-back hits, because I want to be meticulous about ensuring that the car is running correctly before I go and beat on it. You know, you don't want to have detonation and slowly blow your motor up. That's not a good thing. So if you have detonation, you want to correct the issue and not continuously beat on the car. And while I was talking to them about that, Sean from 034 Motorsport, who has been great with like basically telling me how to use the car and all that, showed me the advanced launch control features in the YouTube video. So if you pull here on the cruise control like this towards you in that position, it blows the radiator fans at max. So that's why I was wondering, why the heck are my radiator fans blowing so hard? That's why. It does that on purpose so that when you're in the staging lane at the drag strip, it basically keeps the IATs as low as possible. So that's a cool feature. And then on top of that, if I go ahead and pull the cruise control stick one more time towards me, it'll tell me my current set launch RPM. So this is their advanced launch control. So I can see exactly where I'm gonna launch at based on that. And last night I didn't do any full launches because I wanted to make sure the logs looked good. Obviously they didn't, so we're gonna need some revision here. They want me to throw in about a gallon of E85, close to a full tank, they said. And essentially we're gonna see if the raised octane is gonna eliminate that detonation. If that doesn't do it, then obviously we have to look for other things. But the advanced launch control can be tweaked on the launch control, or increasing the speed on the cruise control, I meant to say, as you can see right there. So we're gonna increase it all the way up here. I'm gonna pull towards me once again, and you'll see exactly where it's set now. So almost 5,000 RPM. Obviously I wouldn't hook with these tires. So we're gonna set it back down to about, I don't know, 25. Obviously this weather is not freaking it, and I will not be launching in this. That would not be very responsible, but I do want to ensure that the launch control is functional. So when we get that splash of E85 in there, that 1 gallon, we're good to go, and we'll get some awesome launches. So I've got dynamic mode on, traction control off. I engaged the advanced launch control by pulling the cruise control stick towards me. Let's see if it works and holds at 2,500 RPM. Foot all the way down on the brake, hit the gas. Okay. Definitely was not trying to hit the limiter there, so I don't know why it did that. This is exactly why I sit here and like figure out all the kinks out. So, you know, I wasn't paying attention. I had it in drive, that's why I hit the limiter. Now it should perfectly do it. And just like that, we are putting our splash of E85 in. I just got about 0.9, so I'm gonna go to 1 and then cut it off. We've got some potentially bad news about the Audi here. So I did one more log with the 1 gallon of E85 as instructed to do so. That felt better, but we'll see how the log looks. I'll send it off to them. And guess what? It is still detonating. So they recommended that I change out my plugs for 1 step colder by Brisk, and basically we're gonna throw some new spark plugs in here. And as much as I wanna beat on the car for you guys and actually get a time, because my Draggy is actually being delivered today, I'm not gonna do it because I have the preservation of this car in mind. I don't want it detonating while I'm doing pulls. So we're gonna have to be patient until I change out my spark plugs. Obviously I'll do like a whole video on that, getting the car right. And then once the car is right, I will give you the well-deserved 0 to 60. We're headed for the 3s. I'll even put in the E85 piston upgrade to the high pressure fuel pump so we can go even faster with just a stage 1 tune. So I think we're gonna go ahead and conclude this video. If you guys enjoyed it, please remember to comment, like, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the real 0 to 60.